Today we're talking Ezra Miller's mounting legal troubles and what it means for their future as the Flash. And Vince McMahon's wrestling woes. Is Vinnie Mac down for the count? Plus, hide the kids, Herogasm has arrived. It's all coming up in your Hollywood headlines. And here to help me break it all down is my man Tom, one of the voices over here at WatchMojo. Hey Tom, how's it going?
Good, Matt. How are you? I'm glad to be back.
Well, I'm so glad to have you back because we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to kickstart things now with Ezra Miller. This is a name that has been in the headlines quite a bit as of late. You remember that they were in some trouble out there in Hawaii. There were some assault charges that were laid. Well, Miller's issues have now extended past Hawaii and have reached Massachusetts, North Dakota, and they're including accusations of violence, psychological intimidation, underage grooming, and other forms of misconduct. It's all very uncomfortable. This, of course, posing a huge problem for the folks over there at Warner Brothers because Ezra Miller is their star of The Flash. That's right, the Flash movie set to hit the big screens not until next year. Sources now saying that Warner Brothers wants to wash their hands of Ezra no matter what comes next. But I mean, their back is against the wall, Tom. What's Warner Brothers to do?
You know, I can't really speak to what they can do for the movie that's coming out because obviously that's already filmed and everything like that. What I will say though is, and they should never have been in this situation to begin with because they had a perfectly amazing Flash in Grant Gustin in the TV show. And the Flash, this is very near and dear to my heart because the Flash is my favorite superhero of all time. Nice. You know, if I could have one superpower, it would be super speed.
I love the Flash.
Yeah, you know, and he proved himself as a phenomenal Flash. And this is where I think DC kind of falls short. Nothing is really connected. You know, and you had DC was in a position where they arguably kind of made superhero TV shows, you know, a thing. You know, yeah, you had your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that good stuff. You know, and of course, you always had your animated, you know, your cartoons and everything. But I'm talking about live action where people are actually really invested in the superheroes themselves. You know, with the Arrowverse, it kind of arguably it started it all. And I think they should have kept those actors and brought them into the movies because then you're going to have fans of the movies and you're going to have fans of TV shows coming together and you're going to cross mediums. So I don't know why they ever didn't do this in the first place. And that's something that Marvel does well. It makes you care about the characters. So I think that Ezra Miller, wherever he is, you know, obviously I hope he's safe and everything like that. And I hope that he gets the help that he needs and stuff. But Warner Brothers, I think this is the perfect opportunity for them to do what they should have done in the first place.
Yeah, it is going to be a bit of a shame because as an actor, I did really enjoy Ezra Miller. I thought they took some really great chances, especially as the Flash. Ezra always had me cracking up. The mannerisms, the things that they said, I thought were pretty great in those films. So I was actually looking forward to the Flash. It will be weird because Warner Brothers, they have a year to kind of sort through all this, but it would be weird if they were to promote the film without Ezra Miller at the forefront. So I don't know how that could happen. For those that are kind of saying, well, what's the big deal? Well, here's the big deal. DC put $200 million in the budget of the Flash.
Pocket change, yeah.
Yeah. Michael Keaton is returning for this movie.
Yep.
And Ben Affleck is said to be back as Batman. It's all dealing with that multiverse as we talked about. So it's a big deal. So it will be interesting. And Ezra Miller, just every time I see a headline, I don't know, it just makes me uneasy because you never know what's going to come out because the stuff that's happened and they're saying is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's a lot of intense stuff that he's, you know, allegedly did. And I don't know. I mean, it's going to be weird. I think that it's going to, I think they're, you know, going to find him before then the movie comes out and before like you really start promoting it and stuff. But yeah, I don't think they're going to allow him to be the face of it. Not with all of these allegations going around. There's way too much.
Absolutely.
You know.
All right. Speaking of allegations.
Yeah.
Let's switch now to a different world. This is the world of professional wrestling. Now, Tom, I'm actually a fan. I'm a big wrestling fan. So this is mind-blowing news that's come out over the past couple of weeks here, and that has to do with WWE's chairman. Well, I guess we should say now ex-CEO McMahon because he's actually stepped down. He stepped
Yeah.
down under accusations that he's paid hush money, $3 million to an ex-employee. So this is all the allegations,
Yeah.
right? So there's an investigation that's going on. Vince has stepped down, as I said, which is a big deal because wrestling fans like myself thought, well, he's going to have to die before Vince leaves.
Yeah, I mean, he was the face of that organization for a long. I mean, you knew at WWE, you knew Vince McMahon. I mean, that the two of them were synonymous.
Oh, and behind the scenes, he was the man that did all the puppet masters, what I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
But now it's his daughter, Stephanie McMahon, has stepped in, and here's what's really weird is Vince has showed up on Smackdown. Everyone thought, oh, is he going to address all this? No, he just kind of made a little brief statement. And then he showed up on Monday Night Raw on camera and didn't really talk about it. He talked about John Cena's returning.
Sure.
I feel like this is Vince giving the middle finger saying, hey, I'm not going anywhere. It's staying in the family.
Yeah.
Stephanie's in charge now, and this will all blow over, and Vince is going to stick around. I don't know. This is big news for wrestling fans.
It is. I mean, I think they said that he's still going to maintain kind of creative control behind the scenes of WWE. I'm in agreement that I think that definitely needs to be investigated, and if it's proven true, then he obviously should be punished to the fullest, the full extent of the law, and he's got to pay the price, so to speak, for committing these crimes and stuff. But I just, I think it is probably going to blow over eventually. I don't know. Especially nowadays where, social media is just, rampant and nothing ever goes away. I don't know that he will ever maintain that kind of public image like he used to, but I don't see him stepping away from the organization fully.
Should he though? Because the man's in his 70s, I don't know if mid 70s now or early 70s. Some people behind the scenes have said that maybe Vince is out of touch. Of course, those are people that were let go from the company. Maybe they have a small grudge, but I mean, listen, that's to hand it off to somebody else. Triple H is taking on a role backstage. I mean, he stepped back from NXT, but this is maybe an opportunity for him to come in with Stephanie. I don't know. I think personally, for me, I think maybe Vince could take a bow. I mean, I
think for nothing else except the fact, he built this empire, and now it's time to. It's time for him to retire. He's been at it for a long time. He's not getting any younger. Let the new generation of leaders of the WWE step in and see what they can do with it.
I think it comes down to the Vince. I don't think the man knows what else to do. Apparently he sleeps very, very little. You can actually see it when you see pictures of him. His eyes are so red, but because that's his life, WWE. Of course, he apparently has some extracurricular activities. We won't get into too much of that. We'll let the investigation speak for itself.
Sure.
Okay. Last thing for us here on the Hollywood headlines, I gotta add it in because I don't know if you watched the show The Boys.
Yeah.
Herogasm. Now, at the time of this recording, I don't think you would have seen it. I actually got a sneak peek. I've seen Herogasm. Do you even know what this is?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't, because I'm not up on the comics of The Boys. I do love the show, but I guess you can kind of give me the the safe for work synopsis, so to speak.
All right, let me fill you in. So yes, it does go back to the comic because there's this infamous comic issue called the Herogasm.
Right.
And what it is basically where heroes go to have an orgy. Let's just call it an orgy of fun.
Yeah.
But they go there in the comic, like they really go there. And so there was all kinds of, when the show became a hit on Amazon, on Prime Video, they were like, well, are they actually going to do Herogasm? And all the cast kind of chimed in and were really scared about the possibility. They did it for this season 3. So it's the episode that's coming out. And I read that comic and I was like, well, there's no way. But if you know The Boys, you know that they will go there. And Tom, they go there. Are you a fan of that show, by the way?
Yeah, I do like The Boys a lot. I do. My wife and I are a little bit behind, but when it first came out, I mean, we were binging it, and then the second season, we loved it, and it's definitely on our list to catch up on. But yeah, it's a very good show, and I've always liked that. I don't want to compare it to Game of Thrones, but it doesn't shy away like Game of Thrones from like the intense subject matter. And,
oh God, no.
The violence and everything like that. I think it's a very good show.
Not for kids.
No, definitely not for kids. It's not It's not, you know, your DC extended universe for kids type thing. It's a different type of superhero show.
No, I don't think Marvel or DC will be doing a Herogasm.
No, probably not. No, not this year, at least. Not this phase.
But yeah, no, it's definitely worth watching. Just, you know,
Yeah.
prepare yourselves. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You'll see it unfold, and maybe literally on screen. Herogasm with the boys. Hey, Tom, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for helping me break all this down.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me again. I love being here.